Hello everyone and welcome back to more Seduce Me to the Demon War in Sam's route this time. Ooh, we are back again because we only just started his route in the last episode, but where we left off is basically... Now let's try to recall what happened because everything is a little blurry and I can't really remember all that much about his, the beginning parts when we dropped into the Abyssal Plains. So, let's see. So we dropped in. We we're what was that? Oh, God. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Okay. Anyways, I feel like after we dropped in the first night that we were there, Sam had mentioned, or I think brought up the fact that now that they were in the Abyssal Plains, maybe we should consider trying doing the demon marriage ritual. But I think that was the morning after. But I think during the night of the first night sleeping there, we had a nightmare or some shit or some dream just went down with more fire, and then more foreshadowing stuff of Sam going down this dark ass cave or some shit, and then we're leaving behind all our friends and family to go after Sam. And then there's fire, and then there's, the fire engulfed the both of us, which ends up killing us, and then that's where we woke up. And then we'd be hearing voices, except the voice sounds a lot like Smaug, so we hear voices in our head, no one else hears it, including Damien. So, we have this voice following us around. We decided to train with Sergeant, which was to harness our rage and to go the Hulk mode and then use it as energy. So we had a little bit of training session with Sergeant. There was that. I think it went down pretty well. What else happened? Oh yeah, then Saero and Sam were duking it out in the war meeting room because we came back that same night after training with Sergeant, and then we were like, where the hell's Sam? And then we find out that there's some commotion going on, and then that's where we find Saero and Sam just kind of fighting each other, and no one's actually doing anything to stop it. And then we see that Sam has this little aura around him that's a little different from his regular aura. I don't even know. So yeah, we were like, what the hell's going on, Sam? And Sam was like, I don't know either. So we were just like, okay, let's just go back into our room and just sleep for the night. So yeah, I think this is where we left off. Basically, it's yeah, we were just kind of, wondering what was up. Oh yeah, before that, all that, when we first heard the voice, we let everyone know about the voice, and that's how everyone's aware of it, but no one really knows what it is. And then we had a conversation with it in the fireplace because it appeared. It's this Harry Potter shit going on. And yeah, that was before the fireplace conversation was before we went out to go find Sam because he was late from coming back from training, and that's when we find that they were fighting in the war meeting room. So yeah. So anyways, yeah. So that's basically it, I guess. And so yeah. So I guess we had a peaceful night. We didn't get disturbed by the mysterious voice, even though the voice is constantly giving us little hints, be like, oh, he will be the chosen one, whatever, or I don't know if he was gonna be the one to harness my power. I don't even know. Yeah, we don't even know. But anyways, it's just all those eluding facts. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, so my night was uneventful, but my morning wasn't the same. Why? Okay, so that's where we left off. So why was your morning not the same? What shit goes down? What happened? I didn't expect to wake up with a hand over my mouth with an arm tight around my waist. I tried to focus my vision, but as the sensation of my situation set in, I gasped and struggled to see who was keeping me captive. What? If this is your idea of spooning, Sam, this isn't comfortable. Why are you trying to choke me?
Quiet.
What the hell, Saero? Saero! You rude ass bitch. This is not exactly a polite way to wake somebody up. You could have just shook me awake, and then if I was startled or some shit, then maybe you could, kind of keep me quiet somehow. Okay, so I stared wide-eyed, seeing Saero staring ahead of us as he kept my mouth shut and held me against him with his other arm. Why? What's going on? What was even stranger was that he was using his holy magic, disabling me to use any of my energy to fight back. What? What the hell? What is going on? Saero, explain to me, please. Why are you doing this? Oh, Diana, what the hell? I looked ahead of us to see a sight I never wanted to see. Diana straddling over Sam's waist as he slept, looking down at him with pure concentration. What was she doing now? Did this have something to do with what happened last night? Maybe, because yeah, she wasn't doing anything to stop Sam and Saero from fighting, and she was kind of, I think, observing or was aware of. I think everyone was aware of Sam's, like, you know, strange aura. So what is happening? What's going on, homegirl?
Patience, child.
Okay, Smaug. All right, I will exert my patience. All right, okay. I froze at the sound of the voice in my head. The voice was in on this act too. Well, he's all seeing kind of thing, you know.
She's merely following instructions. No harm will come to him.
Okay. All right. Alrighty. Struggle. Be patient. I'm gonna trust you on this one, Smaug, even though you're supposed to be the antagonist in the movie, but you know what? I trust in homegirl. I don't necessarily trust in you, but let's just see. This was another test, another trial Sam had to go through. What kind of elaborate scheme was this? I don't even know. Looking at Diana, however, I could tell that she didn't want to do whatever the voice had instructed. Her lips were curved in an almost disgusted grimace as she looked down at Sam. Is she gonna be like, okay, let's see if he's loyal to me? Diana let out a small sigh before pressing her index finger into the top of her head and dragging it down her face, between her eyes and all the way down to her crotch. What is this? What the fuck? The line that formed on Diana's skin seemed to grow and envelop her body in a strange purple light, changing her skin and almost shrinking her form. As the magic finally settled and faded away, I gasped at the sight. She probably transformed into me, right? And she's gonna see if Sam can distinguish the difference. Oh my god! Why? Why is this really necessary? Diana's new body was my own, only without clothes. Every curve, every crevice of her body matched mine, and even the voice that came out of her mouth perfectly mirrored my own. What the fuck? Sam, wake up. Oh god. I felt nauseous watching her run her fingers along Sam's hair, just like I would. How the hell did she know anything about how Sam and I interacted intimately? This was creepy and gross, and I felt myself naturally struggle against Saero to be free. Okay, Sam, I'm gonna put my trust in you, okay? This is a test, okay? So I actually want to see. I trust in Bae. Bae is loyal to me, right? Sam's eyes fluttered open and adjusted to the sight of me straddling over his hips. As Diana gave him my perfect smile, I mentally panicked. What was he going to do? Would he fall for this? No way, there was no way. Well, he better not. Oh my god, I'm gonna just kick this bitch. Sam's eyes trailed up and down Diana's body, just like how he would with me whenever he saw me without clothes. My heart was breaking a bit at the sight. Oh my god, Sam, come on, please. Come on, I trust you. Come on, I'm putting so much faith in you.
Get the fuck off me.
Yay! They pulled through! Yay! Wait, what? Gah! Oh, I gasped as Sam suddenly sat up, gripped Diana's neck, and began to squeeze. Instinctively, Saero tightened his hold on me, most likely struggling to obey previous commands to stay put. Oh my god, okay, so not only are we testing if he's loyal or not, we're also testing if he has any self-control. God damn.
What the fuck do you think you're doing, bitch?
Okay, Sam, I know you're mad, but like, you have every right to be, but no need to just go ahead and just straight out choke her. Sam, stop. A large part of me felt relieved that Sam could see whatever illusion Diana threw on herself. The smaller part of me began to fear Diana's neck being snapped because of it. She continued to act like me in perfection as she gripped Sam's wrist. It was mildly scary to see Sam holding Diana, who looked like a copycat of me. In a strange, messed up way, it was like watching a movie where I was a character in the scene, watching the man I loved act with the actress playing me. Yeah, in a way, except this actress looked exactly like you, so I don't know. The more I watched Sam crush Diana's neck, the more I could imagine him doing that to me, which made me fearful. He would never hurt me, but to see it happening to someone who looked and acted like me was another thing. Is this gonna relate back to him wanting to do the demon marriage thing? So it's like, hey, if you want me to bind my soul to you, then you better like exert some self-control or some shit. Oh, you know what? No, I trust in him. Like, I think this is a little too far, but you know, if it was actually me, then like, you know, he wouldn't do that.
If this is some kind of fucked up joke to you, I will end you right now!
Okay, Sam, you need to calm down. You need to... let's talk it out first, you know? Diana began to cry, most likely losing air from Sam's death choke on her. As she coughed, her body began to quake from lack of oxygen. Sam! Sam! Sam, please, Sam, don't do this. Please, Sam, it's me. No, Diana, you need to stop, homegirl. You gotta get yourself killed.
Shut the fuck up!
Oh my god. Sam released a hand from Diana's neck and pushed it into her stomach, lifting her off of him and shoving her off of his lap and against the far wall. Diana crumpled against the floor, curling herself over as she coughed violently and shook from the pain that obviously racked through her. Yeah. Sam, however, jumped out of bed and walked at Diana, glaring down at her. Hey now, Sam. No need to go as far as murdering somebody.
You're not her. Where is she, Diana?
Actually, I'm just right here. Saero was just doing some next cloaking shit. Diana looked up at him, tears rushing down her, or my eyes as she gripped her neck. Diana, you need to cut it out right now, or else I fear for your life too. Sam, it's me, stop it. Oh my god, you really gonna push it? Oh my god, you're gonna push it, holy shit. Sam quickly lifted his foot, causing Diana to flinch and cover herself with her hands over her head, bracing for impact. While I expected Sam to fall for Diana's trick at the sight of my weakness, he let the kick he was charging up fly into Diana's stomach, slamming her against the wall. Damn, savage. He didn't stop, however, slamming his foot again into her, rebounding her against the wall like a soccer ball. Okay, Sam, this is going a little too far. Hello. Ugh. Oh my god, Diana, why are you doing this to yourself?
Where is she?
Oh my god. My body began to quake at the sight of Sam kicking Diana, who very much continued to act like me despite the barrage of pain Sam was inflicting on her. This was messed up and wrong. Why was Diana doing this? Why was she letting this happen? Yeah, like, I know you're trying to prove a point here, but like, girl, I think we get it.
She is following my instructions as I demanded.
What the fuck, man? That's so messed up. Fuck your directions. Oh my god. I began to grow fearful of Sam, instinctively placing myself in Diana's place. It was only natural since she was acting like me right now. Deep in my heart, I knew Sam would never do this to me. I know, right? But like, he needs to exercise some self-control. That's like the next lesson. Here's part 2. Part 2 of the lesson slash test here is that he needs to exert self-control. But the fear began to fester at the sight of him beating down an image of me. But it's not you.
Fear not, child. He knows very well who he is attacking. I can hear his heart crying as yours is now.
Then why? Why the fuck? What do you mean?
He despises doing this, but you have become the priority over the illusion. He pretends to see the succubus as she really is, as he tries to get his answer.
Well, this isn't exactly working, Sam. So, like, beating the shit out of her is not working. So maybe you should actually just, you know, talk to her.
A truly interesting demon.
Oh my god. I shut my eyes. Diana was doing a job, and Sam obviously saw through it. He wasn't attacking me, he was attacking Diana for tricking him and assuming she was hiding me from him. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's not actually you he's beating up. He's fully aware that it's not you. So, like, you know, but it's still, though, this is going a little too far. I only opened my eyes again to see Sam lift Diana by the throat and pin her to the wall, forming a sword in his free hand and lining the tip between her eyes. Even with the blade mere inches away from her face, Diana continued to act, crying and shaking in fear. Why? This girl, I think you did a good job already. Like, you need to stop now. Amaris.
I will kill you!
Oh my god, why would you piss him off even more? Within a blink, the hold on me vanished and Sam flew back from Diana, releasing her and slamming into the far wall. Oh, there goes Saero. Alright. I crumpled to the ground and quickly looked up to see Saero holding Diana close to his side as his form emanated a holy white aura. His eyes burned intense, deadly hatred as a white-tinted magical barrier surrounded his and Diana's bodies. Yeah, okay.
Enough!
I know, man. Like, Saero, why didn't you do this earlier? Sam shook his head and jumped up, but at the sight of the real me, he instantly dropped his sword and tackled me, wrapping his arms around me and hugging me tightly. Bruh.
Holy shit! You're okay!
Yeah, bruh. Bruh, I was actually here the entire time. Sam! I stared into his shoulder, feeling him shake violently as he held me. My body couldn't help but shudder with him, feeling every ounce of his love as he gripped me tightly. He knew where his heart belonged, and it led him back to me, even with unbelievable odds attempting to sway him. I wrapped my arms around Sam and buried my face into his shoulder, nodding to him. I'm right here, Sam. Actually, I've always been right here. Sam refused to let go, digging his fingers into my shirt and pulling me even closer still to his chest. I could feel his heartbeat pound against his chest as he pressed me against him. Goddamn girl, are you okay? I, however, peeked over Sam's shoulder to see Diana shift back from my image to her own form, collapsing against Saero. With ease, Saero lifted Diana into his arms like she was a bride who had fainted, but continued to glare at the back of Sam's head. Yeah, Sam, that was going a little too far. I know, you were really mad for Diana for doing this, but, we could have solved this in a less violent way. Finally, Sam lifted his head and looked at Saero, growing a glare of his own.
Tell that bitch to stay away from me if she wants to keep breathing.
God damn.
I can hear you, brute.
Shit. Let him speak against Diana, tell Sam the truth. I'ma tell him the truth, yo. She don't deserve this kind of treatment, even though it was a test, but still. He needs to know. Sam was completely right to be angry. He had every right to want to stay he had every right to want her to stay away from him. However, he also deserved to know the truth of why they did what they did. Yeah, exactly. Sam, they had to. Yeah. Sam looked at me with a confused look mixed with anger, still emanating from his rage at Diana, no doubt. I gripped Sam's shoulder and forced him to fully face me. Sam, listen. There's this voice that keeps saying you're being tested. It said that Diana and Saero were following its orders and testing you. I knew I was making little to no sense, but it was the truth of the matter. Sam had to believe me. His eyes continued to flood with confusion, making me worried. Sam, come on, you need to trust. #trust.
She's telling the truth.
Yeah, exactly, I am.
I didn't ask you, bitch.
Oh my god, Sam. What's with this animosity? God.
She doesn't need your permission to speak, mutt.
Oh my... Saero, you're not helping. Sam closed his eyes and pressed his lips together, most likely taking in what they had said before he glared at Saero and Diana.
Why?
Yeah, I like to know too. Saero continued to glare at Sam in silence, but Diana lifted her head and looked to Sam from Saero's arms.
Because it said it will ensure our victory.
Oh, what? What? Really? Sam raised an eyebrow, slowly starting to believe that this was a false reason, but I held his arm, looking to him in hope and earnest. Sam took a moment to look at me before sighing and shaking his head. I know it seems really crazy and bizarre, but it's true. Trust me, I cannot make this shit up. I am good at lying, but this is a little too much.
What said that?
The Smaug. It was Smaug.
Some powerful being. I don't know why, but I can feel that this being is more powerful than any of us.
'Cause it's Smaug.
Is that it?
Pretty much. Yeah. Diana nodded and rested her head on Saero's chest, causing him to hug her body against him. Aw, they're so cute together. He cares so much about her.
It won't speak its name, but we're certain we'll find out what it is.
Okay, cool. Sam nodded before looking to the ground.
Can you go now?
Without another word, Saero walked out of the room with Diana, most likely to help her recover for the training day ahead.
I'm going to kick the shit out of him in training.
You have every right to do so, girl. He just fucking treated you like a soccer ball. You can have at him. At last we were alone. At last we were alone. I let out a sigh and wrapped my arms around Sam, laying my forehead against his shoulder. You okay? You alright?
No, I'm not. Whatever this thing that keeps testing me is, it got you involved.
I know, but I'm the only one who can hear its voice, and it's frustrating me too. I couldn't stop it. I don't know. I don't even know when the hell it got into my head. Sam wrapped his arms around me and buried his head in my hair, letting out an aggravated sigh. I know.
I'm sorry. Diana was pretending to be you, and I just...
I know, you were upset, and I understand, and I forgive you for that, but we still need to work on your self-restraint. I could hear the regret in his voice slightly breaking my heart. I knew deep down that he would never hurt me and that he was trying to find me. I was wise enough to know the reason for his anger. Yes. It's okay, Sam. Don't say anything. It's okay, Sam. I'm not even that mad. It's okay. Sam was distraught and I needed to ease his worries. I understood him perfectly. Yeah, it's all good. It's alright. I hugged Sam to me and kissed his cheek as he trembled in my arms. He wrapped his arms back around me and simply let silence pass between us.
What the fuck is going on?
Hey, I like to know that too, alright? Like, I got myself the freaking dragon voice up in my head, and now he's apparently testing you for some otherworldly being power that you must harness and shit, and I don't even know. I didn't know what to say, so I simply held him until it was time to train. Alright, well, which is so ironic because I'm like telling Sam to calm down and keep his shit together and like, you know, chill, but then there's me who always goes off to train and I'll be like, hey, let's get mad. I gotta get mad to go train. I headed towards the west side of the castle, knowing Sergeant would either be there outside expecting me or would arrive there shortly after me. Nevertheless, I was ready to train again with him. Let's get mad. Hey, what the hell are you? What I wasn't expecting was to see another male in the field, branding a large warhammer. He seemed very intimidating, but I seemed to be less threatened than when I first met Sergeant. He, however, had a hard gaze in my direction. Okay. Who?
Human, you do not belong here.
What gives you the right to say that to me? It's not like I wanted to be here in the first place. I stared at the stranger, seeing him raise his warhammer and slam it into the ground in front of him. As the hammer impacted, the earth began to quake, and a large crack in the earth began to form, tearing its way towards me. Okay, alright, Thor, whatever. You want to do this? Let's do this. Scream, jump, attack. Ah! Oh, jump. I let out an ear-shattering scream. Why did my mouse not work? Oh my god, wait, what the hell? That's not fair! I let out an ear-shattering scream, rushing back from the cracking earth. As it stopped approaching me, I found myself pressing back against the strong chest, causing me to look up and see Sergeant's irritated face. I know! I was panicking because I reached for my mouse and it wasn't working, and like, I don't know if the battery is dead. Oh wait, it's working now, what the heck? What the fuck, that wasn't even fair.
Really? You would run from this?
Bruh, no, bruh, no, bruh, no, bruh. Bruh. You know what? No. Yeah, okay, there we go. This is what I wanted to do. I glared at my attacker, feeling the spark in my soul start to burn as I began to rush forward. With each step, the fire within continued to grow larger, increasing the energy flowing within my body and forcing me forward. My feet skipped over the sides of the growing crack in the earth, soon becoming inaudible and light the closer I got to my new opponent. Within seconds, I was in front of my attacker with a raised fist. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna punch the shit out of you. I slammed my fist into the being's chest, but quickly broke out of my rage state as my hit didn't send him flying back. Why not? The plane that jolted through my hand caused me to jump back and grip my fingers tightly. It was like trying to deck a steel wall. Why didn't it work? Was I not mad enough? I was pretty sure I had broken my hand from the force I put behind it. God damn. God. Get mad. Okay, use that pain and anger. Use that pain to transfer to anger and then get mad. What the hell? I quickly looked at my opponent as he lifted his warhammer and arched it to slam down onto my body. The pain within my hand coursed through my body, leaving me frozen. Ow.
Enough!
I tried, girl. I tried. The hammer stopped its descent towards me, freezing right above my head. I stared at the surface that would have crushed me, slightly shaking at the realization of the situation. I could have been pulverized. Damn. I slowly looked over to Sergeant to see him walking over from the forest line. The stranger lifted his warhammer and rested it on his shoulder as he stepped back from me. This was planned? Yeah, I knew it was planned.
Your hand all right?
I don't even know. I just kind of went with it. I don't even know. I looked down at last at my hand, fully taking in the sight of how mangled it had become. It was quickly swelling and bruising, and I could feel the dislocation of a couple of fingers. Maybe it was the adrenaline rushing through me that blocked me from screaming at the pain. Yeah, maybe, but goddamn my hand. Or maybe this was me getting stronger. Maybe. Maybe my pain tolerances went up. Sergeant grimaced at the sight and walked over, taking my hand and observing it. Can you, like, heal me?
Yeah, it's fucked up pretty good.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm sorry, sir.
Like, my fucking finger is bending this way. Like, you didn't have to do that, alright? God.
Nah, you did your job. Stand down for now, Danthulir.
Okay, Danthulier. I looked to the stranger to see him nod and take another step back away from me. Sergeant, however, grasped my hand, causing a jolt of pain to rush down my arm. Oh my god, don't break it back in place. Ow! He clasped my hand, weaving his fingers between mine and burying his fingertips into my knuckles, causing another rush of pain. Instinctively, I tried to pull away, but his grip was tight, warning me to stay put or I would cause more damage to the already wounded hand. Oh my gosh. I stared at my hand, seeing Sergeant form red energy around it. While it was gravely uncomfortable to feel the muscles and bones of my hand shift and shudder under my skin, I felt my hand slowly healing and the swelling die down. Oh, thanks! Thanks, bro! Soon enough, my hand looked completely undamaged. Sergeant released my hand and crossed his arms. Okay, where did I go wrong?
There. Better?
Yeah, yo, you could be a healer too, man. That's sick. I observed my hand a little longer, bending my fingers and moving my hand through the air. There was no pain, nor was there any discomfort. It was completely healed. Damn. Good job. Thank you. I looked up at Sergeant and smiled, nodding. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Sergeant gave me a simple nod before becoming stern. Okay.
Now, why do you think your attack didn't work?
I wasn't mad enough. I took a moment to think of the answer. There were many things that could have been wrong. I looked to Danthulier, observing him now that I had the chance to without my rage tinted vision. Maybe because I was aiming at the wrong place. Like, I should have just went for his face, but I went for his armor-plated chest. God damn it. He definitely looked strong, but not strong enough to be a wall of steel. Then again, he was no training dummy either, and I couldn't decimate one of those even after a full day of training. He had pretty tough-looking pecs. I pressed my lips together, trying to come up with an answer. I am too weak. I don't know. I aimed for his chest. I think I aimed for his chest. Like, I honestly do think that. I think I aimed for his chest. It made sense. His chest was built like a fortress. Add on the fact that he was obviously a demon and he had a recipe for a normal-sized Hercules. There was no way I was going to break through to his ribs, right? And he had freaking armor plating on him. Sergeant nodded. See, I told you. I was fucking dumb.
He's my right-hand guy. Trained him for years and helped him become a living tank.
Oh,
not even a sharp blade can cut through his chest.
Oh my god, why didn't you tell me this before? Okay, well, it would, defeat the purpose if you did tell me this before, but god damn! Class tank, god damn it. I stared wide-eyed at Danthulier as he nodded and pounded his chest with his fists. I could almost hear the hardness of his skin bounce underneath his armor. So, not only on top of that armor, he got steel skin underneath there. Oh my gosh. Sergeant stepped towards Danthulier and turned to face me, pointing a thumb at him.
You're fighting a demon. We're not weak like you humans are. We are faster, stronger, and no more than your entire race could ever understand.
Yes, as if it's not obvious enough, okay? You faster, stronger, harder, better. I glared a bit. The insults at my race was uncalled for, but Sergeant crossed his arms, settling into his powerful stance to remind me of who was in charge. Yes, Sergeant, yes.
But demons are mortal. We all have our flaws. You just need to know how to find them.
So in his case, I should have aimed for the face, right? Or, always do the crotch shot, because that always works. Well, how am I supposed to find them? He attacked me as soon as he saw me. Well, girl, life on the battlefield ain't fair, so you should have expected it.
Welcome to war.
Exactly.
No one gives a shit if you're ready or not, and they'd rather see you dead than in their way.
Exactly. Even I know this. God. A harsh reality, he was right. I was going to go into war, and I was going to get attacked without a second thought, especially because I was human. I nodded and looked to the floor, causing Sergeant to let out a sigh. But he was like, chill.
Listen, there's this story we used to pass around in our tribes to inspire our young. Want to hear it?
Okay, oh my god, he thinks of me as his young. Aww, it's like, I'm gonna call you Uncle Sergeant now. Okay, Uncle. I looked back up at Sergeant, raising an eyebrow but nodding out of curiosity. Sergeant stretched his neck to the side and looked to the sky. Tell me a story of the old.
Long time ago, a pair of demons were after the marriage of a grand chief. One was as strong as 1,000 men and could lift an entire castle off the ground with her hand. The other was meek, but he was as loyal as a person could possibly be.
Okay. And I'm guessing the meek one was the stronger one because, that always seems to be the case. It's not always about physicality.
The chief demanded that they fight for his hand, and so, a mighty duel was called at the edge of the highest mountain. Both demons faced off, and when the battle began, the mighty demon struck first, causing the meek demon to defend himself.
Okay. I began to imagine in my head a large battle between a monster demoness and a small and frail demon. The demoness had the upper hand, but something told me the meeker demon would win. Sergeant continued. Yes.
The weak demon ducked and dodged every attack the larger demon threw at him until finally, he spotted a weakness and used it. With all of his might, the demon plunged his small dagger into his opponent's hand, rendering her weaponless.
Alright, okay.
The smaller demon won and became one of the most powerful brute demons of his time with the noble chieftain at his side.
Ah, that's nice. Wow. Wow. Sergeant raised an eyebrow at me.
Do you understand now? There's a reason why weaker demons still survive in battle. Just use your brain.
Exactly. The brain is always the strongest muscle, as so they say. I nodded, understanding his lesson. I had to take my time and find a weakness. Danthelier was a new opponent, someone I didn't know. Everything about him was a mystery to me, and I had to learn about him to properly fight back. Sergeant nodded to me before walking away towards the tree line, stopping and turning to lean against the bark of the tree he managed to land by. Alright.
Danthelier, beat her ass to the ground.
Hey! That's not nice. Alright, but bring it. Alright. Come at me. Wait, what? Oh shit. I suddenly looked at Danthelier, seeing him quickly take up his warhammer and attempt to slam it down onto my head. Luckily, I was able to jump back in time, seeing the hammer slam once again into the ground and form a small crater in the earth. That could have been me. You're right, that could have been me, but it isn't. Alright, let's dance. I focused my gaze onto Danthelier, preparing to dodge another attack. My rage flared and the red tint in my vision came back, causing my opponent to be covered in a black aura. What surprised me, however, was how it was What surprised me, however, was how it was configured. Certain parts of his body were pulsing with energy, while others barely had the black aura emanating from them. I hadn't noticed it before until I was focused on it. Ah, there we go. Sorry, weak point right here. I barely reacted in time to the second attack from Danthelier's warhammer because of how focused I became. I had to put the battle into perspective. I was fighting him, but at the same time, I had to study him. Yes, multitask. It was the most difficult multitasking I've ever had to do. I know, right? The barrage of attacks continued, and I continued to duck and dodge each one. At the same time, I tried to find some way to fight back. I couldn't dodge forever. Then I saw it. The light. His warhammer wasn't glowing at all. If I was correct, then it was a simple warhammer. There was my answer, but what was I going to do with it? I'm gonna smash that shit. I quickly noted the build of it. It was a solid hammer with an intricately wrapped pommel. However, there had to be a weak spot on it, something that would break it like an Achilles heel. As I dodged another attack, I managed to glimpse at a small crack in the hammer. It was small, but if I knew anything about cracking material, then I knew that if I applied my attack directly onto it, I had a chance to split the hammer open. I smirked as I fully let my rage consume my thoughts, making the warhammer my target. I charged at Danthelier at full speed and leapt into the air, bringing a hand back while he recovered from his previous attack. Here we go. Here it comes. Be prepared. With a crack in the hammer as my mark, I swing and slammed my hand into it, causing it to rupture and split open. Ta-da! I did it!
What?
I did it! The only thing left of the hammer was the pommel, which left his hand wide open for me. I snarled and kicked at his wrist, making him drop it and step back.
Enough!
Yay! Immediately, Danthelier jumped back, rubbing his hand with an amused but slightly proud smirk on his face. I jumped back as well, focused on breathing and calming down. As the red haze vanished from my sight, I looked to the approaching sergeant. I did good! I did good, right? I blushed a bit as he gave me a couple of claps of approval. Yay! Senpai noticed me!
Now you're thinking like a warrior.
Aw, hell yeah! I couldn't stop the wide-arching smile across my face. I felt extremely proud that I was praised like a warrior. I wasn't anywhere close to how Danthelier was, but for the work I had done, I was getting there. Exactly. As the day went on, I was given more obstacles to deal with. I had to maneuver around dummies to get to my target, and then fight off two attackers at once. It was a mind-boggling experience, but I managed to get through them in the end. because I'm so fucking dope like that. I'm badass. However, I could tell something was on Sergeant's mind. By the end of training, Sergeant couldn't tear his eyes away from the castle. I eventually looked over to barely see a figure standing by a balcony. Is it Diana? Who is he staring at so hard? Yeah, who is he staring so hard at? Yes. A hand on my shoulder broke me from my thoughts, causing me to look over at Sergeant in surprise. Oh, caught me staring. Oh, sorry.
You're done for the day. Get some rest. Prepare yourself for tomorrow.
Okay. Alright. God, I must be so sweaty. I slowly made my way into the room and sat back onto the bed, letting the rush of exhaustion run through me like a wave of water. I shut my eyes and fell back onto the mattress with a soft thud. We were a handful of days away, and I wasn't sure how we were going to handle it now that we were apparently being tested on top of it. Yes, right.
You have nothing to fear from me, child.
Okay, alright, whatever you say. I didn't even have the strength or care to sit back up. I let out a sigh and continued to stare at the ceiling, greeting the voice in my head with a grimace. Hey Smaug, how you doing? Why are you doing this? Why not just test him yourself? Well, he's like, no, I can't exactly move from the place I'm in because I'm a very large creature. So you know what? I'm just gonna do it telepathically.
One cannot be tested if they are not ready for the consequences.
Okay. Alright. Oh, you're back. That got me to sit up. I looked to the fireplace, remembering the dream I had of Sam being burnt alive. A shudder ran through my spine as the voice chuckled.
You know what will happen if he is not worthy of my power.
Yes, he gets burned to a crisp, like Kentucky Fried Chicken. I know. But I believe in Sam. Hopefully, he'll do this. But why must he take it? Because
he wishes to kill the Abomination Demon Lord, correct?
Yes, he does, but I think everybody in this entire Abyssal Plain wants to do that, so why him specifically is what I'm asking. My anger flared. How is this being so high and mighty of himself? Diana and Saero seemed to respect him for his power, but if he was so powerful, then why wasn't he here himself testing Sam? The voice answered my thought.
I am bound to the dark, as I have always been for eons.
Yeah, or maybe you just have a mountain full of gold and treasures and shit, you just don't want to leave it. Eons?
Yes, child. My kind and I have lived within the depths of the Abyssal Plains ever since the dawn of time, feeding off of the ashes of the dead and granting the world above us peace.
Wow, you got that Benedict Cumberbatch voice acting going on here. Dang. Alright, but anyway, okay, which further proves that he's like a dinosaur, hence dragon. Peace? Was the being some kind of underground creature? How was it able to communicate through fire then? Because, come on Hana, connect the dots, god damn it.
We are all powerful, child. Should we desire it, we could bring the world to its knees and drown it in endless flame.
I know, before you take an arrow to the knee, or like an arrow to like a crack in the chest plate, whatever you want to call it. From the power behind his voice, I could tell that he was telling the truth. A violent shiver ran up my spine as I imagined the castle and the land around us completely covered in flames. The voice, however, continued.
Fear not, however. We care little for the world above.
That's great, but then along came the Demon Lord and you're like, fuck man, this guy is batshit crazy and we need to do something about it. Then why get involved now with the Demon Lord? Because the Demon Lord is cray-cray, oh hello!
The Demon Lord is a mad abomination undeserving of the power of the demon world. For what is to come, he must be eliminated.
Yes, I agree with you 100%, yes, of course. Like, what do you mean, what's to come? Well, they're all about the peace, okay? You know?
Talking to the voice.
Oh, hey Sam! Yeah, I am. You wanna join in? I quickly looked to the door to see Sam staring at me intensely. What surprised me was that he was in demon form. I could only assume his glamour spell vanished from how much energy he had used in training. I nodded and looked to the fire. And now he's gone, probably. He probably hung up on me. The voice was telling me about itself. It apparently lives beneath the demon world. I hoped that Sam knew what it was. Whatever this thing was, it seemed to think of itself as the most powerful being in the world, which I couldn't verify if it was unknown to me. Sam, however, cocked an eyebrow. He's probably like, what the fuck?
So it's a dragon.
Hey! I was right! Feels like as if it wasn't obvious enough. The flames and the lizard eyes and the Smaug like voice. Oh my god, Hannah, you're so fucking dumb. Wait. What? Yes, dragons! I shot my head at Sam, both confused and thrown off at the answer. A dragon? A dragon? A dragon? Inconceivable! When did that become a part of the list of demons in the world? How are dragons even remotely related to demons? Well, they are, like, you know, otherworldly creature, right? Like, you said so yourself that vampires existed and werewolves as well. So, you know, what... You know, like... Of course dragons would, right? So, like, it's like an obvious thing, right? Right? Like, why are you so dumb about this? Sam stared at my face and laughed before walking over and ruffling my hair.
What? You didn't think they were real?
Right? Like, if vampires and demons exist, what makes you think that dragons don't exist either? No, I mean, anything is possible at this rate, but a dragon? How is that possible? But you just said anything is possible at this rate, so, you know, dragons are possible. The voice in my head laughed at my surprise, but what shocked me was that Sam reacted as well to the laughter, looking around the room in shock. Oh, hey, you can hear him too now! Hey! Hey now!
The fuck?
Yeah, that's him! That's Smaug! Say hi!
I am surprised that you know of what I am. Oh, Maurice.
Call me Sam.
He's just like, no. Shut down.
You choose to acknowledge your human name.
Yeah, I do. Got a problem with that?
He's still like, I don't give a shit about this. Like, I don't care if you're, like, you know, all powerful and mighty. It's just don't call me Maurice.
You become more interesting to me every day that passes. Sam.
Thanks. Now why the fuck are you testing me?
Because he thinks you're worthy of his power. You should be very flattered.
Do you wish to kill the Demon Lord?
He's gonna be like, fuck yeah. I watched a flash of rage rush across Sam's eyes as he nodded, pinning his gaze to the fire before us and seeing the same eyes I had seen before appear within the flames. Yep, there we go. Yep, now you see him.
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
Then I will grant you my power, if you are worthy to take it.
Indeed.
What? If I'm worthy? What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you know, like, it's very powerful and shit, so of course there's gonna be some testing involved. Not anyone can just, you know, come by and be like, hey, I need to borrow that, and he'd be like, okay. The voice ignores Sam and focuses its attention on me. What's up?
Child, you should prepare for tomorrow. You will be tested as well.
What? Why am I getting tested? Hey, oh my god, am I gonna have to receive half of the power? It would be so cool if I do. Oh my god, will I breathe fire? Oh my god, can I firebend afterwards if I do? Me? I stared into the fire, now slightly afraid of what test this thing had in store for me. Wait, yeah. Would it have Diana disguise herself as Sam? Could Diana even do that? I didn't want to assume that it would use the same trick twice. The possibilities were endless, right? Oh god. I shook my head and took a breath. I had to be strong and show it that I wasn't afraid. Though I'm low-key nervous, you know. Alright, I'll be ready.
Such confidence for a human.
Yeah, shut up. With that, the eyes vanished from the flames, and Sam looked to me, wrapping an arm around my shoulders.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm okay. I guess. Sort of. I don't even know. I'm personally okay, but like if she says, "Oh, I have to lie about it," and say, "Yes, I am." No, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. No, yes. I'm great. I was nervous. There was no way I could have been right? Yet deep in my gut, I knew that everything was going to be okay. I had to be confident in my skills, that I was ready for whatever this thing threw my way. Yeah, exactly. You had to be a little bit more confident, Hannah. Like, there's no point fighting in this. So you know what? Just go with it. I nodded to Sam, seeing him smile a bit. I gave him a little smug smile and flexed my arms. Yo, you see these biceps? Like, goddamn, you might have some competition right now, Sam, and that's me. I'll be okay. Let me at it. Sam laughed, now relaxed, and gently nudged me.
Good. Now kick the test's ass, whatever it is.
Exactly. As long as it doesn't involve fire. But I think it must involve fire. So I'm a little low-key nervous, but it's alright. I nodded softly. I had to breathe. Everything would be okay. Yeah, it's all good. It's all great. Yeah, it's all Gucci. As I took a deep breath, I took a moment to take in that Sam was still in demon form. I chuckled a bit and touched his horns, which I found hilarious as they protruded from the sides of his head like handlebars. You know, you right. Now that I think about it, you right. I'm never going to get used to you in this form. I know, like, damn.
Huh? Oh, shit! I forgot to turn back. Sorry!
No, it's all good. Not like I haven't seen it before. I stared at Sam as he stepped back and looked down at his form in surprise. As he rubbed the back of his head, I could see the comfort he had in what was his true form. While it wasn't totally different from his human form, he still had horns and the incubus taint on his skin, which I don't really care about. Sam shook his head and began to charge his energy.
I'll change back.
No, it's fine. You can still hang around looking like that for a little while longer. Wait for him to change, stop him. You don't have to. I don't mind. Sam was comfortable in that form. If he was exhausted, then he didn't have to use more energy to glamour himself. Exactly. Like, if you're tired and you're exhausted, then I don't care. I don't mind. I held up my hand and walked over, placing it on his chest and stopping him.
Huh?
You don't have to. Don't worry about it, you don't have to. Yeah, exactly. Sam stared at the longest time before smiling and nodding. I was happy to know that he was considerate enough to consider my feelings, but if he was happy in his true form, then I didn't mind sleeping beside it. Yeah, exactly. Well, as long as you don't knock me with your horns in the middle of the night and, like, poke my eye out, then it's all good. As I looked at him, though, a dangerous curiosity crept over me. Ooh. Some kinky thoughts, some naughty thoughts, dirty ass thoughts creeping in on here. Very curious. I had never really thought of making love to him in this form. In his human form, absolutely, but not with him as the demon he truly was. Would it be different than what I expected? Would it be exactly as I imagined it? Well, there's only one way to find out, right? I bit my lower lip, letting the curiosity fester in my mind a bit.
Huh? What's with the look?
Nothing. I didn't notice the expression my face was making as I stared at Sam's body, causing me to jerk my gaze up into Sam's eyes and shake my head. Nothing. Huh? Nothing.
Nothing, huh?
Yeah. Oh, Sam slowly began to stalk towards me, forcing me to step back and eventually lean against the wall, with him placing his arms on either side of my head. I was trapped and could only stare up at my captor.
I think you're staring at me and thinking bad things.
Oh damn, you caught me. You caught me. I felt my heart rush into my throat and silenced me as I gazed into Sam's emerald eyes, which also slightly dilated in a small form of lust. Nah, I done it. I goofed. Nah, I goofed in a great way. Sam chuckled and leaned in close, touching his nose to mine.
So, you gonna tell me the truth?
Maybe. Set him straight. Take initiative. I'm gonna take initiative. I'm gonna do it. Sam thought he had the upper hand, however, I knew how to make him go crazy. Yes, what I'm talking about. Yes! I leaned forward and locked lips with him, making him gasp against my mouth. I slyly wrapped my arms around his neck and pulled him close, letting him know that he was right and that he had better make good on my thoughts. Exactly. Sam pushed forward, groaning softly and pinning me to the wall with his body. I felt my hands roam his skin. It was so strange. There was no difference in texture of Sam's green markings from his skin, almost as if the marks were part of his physical nude appearance. Yeah, it's like a tattoo, kind of. Still, I could feel the power Sam carried just from touch and passion alone. Sam was definitely strong, and he only reaffirmed my mental assessment as he gripped onto my hips and lifted me higher onto the wall and made me wrap my legs around him. Are we gonna do it against the wall? Oh my gosh. Unconsciously, I gripped onto his horns, causing him to growl almost animalistically against my lips and make me gasp at the sound. I stared wide-eyed at Sam, seeing his eyes glow slightly. I done goofed again, in a even better way. Did I hurt you? On the contrary.
No.
Yeah, he's like, I am so turned on. I became lost in his eyes as he began to deeply enthrall me, the small ring of green around his lustful blown pupils glowing gold as the spell took hold. I released a heavy moan before gripping his horns hard and pulling him back to me for a kiss. Yes. His kisses became eager and wild, like grabbing hold of his horns was a turn-on for him. Was it? Was it? Yes, it was. Sam zipped us back to the bed with his inhumane speed and settled himself with me in his lap and him sitting back against the bedpost. His hands began to wander along my body, trying to control themselves from simply tearing through the fabric dividing us. Oh, Jesus. I hate it when you do that. You always catch me off guard. In my own desire and need, I quickly forced myself away from Sam's lips and touched my nose to his, staring deep into his eyes as I began to undo every bit of clothing and strip them off of me before tossing them who knew where. Just as long as it's not into the fireplace, then we good. Thankfully, he was already bare for me, so that was one less outfit in our way. Another advantage to this form. As I finally became fully bare above him, Sam wrapped his arms around my waist and adjusted himself to kneel on his knees, me straddled over him. We didn't even need to play to know that this was going to be a rough ride. Oh shit. Damn, just skip right to it. Screw the foreplay. Oh my god. I settled my hands back on Sam's horns, my lustful eyes burning into his as he guided me and smirked a toothy grin at me.
You better hang on.
Okay. Oh god. As my entire body became rushed with ecstasy, I couldn't stop the loud and wild moan from escaping my body or from my eyes rolling back in wild euphoria. My world rocked with waves and pulses of pleasure and desire. The room around us, the smell of sweat in the air, it all became irrelevant as I made hard love to the man beneath me, clinging to his horns like handlebars. Because did you have to make that simile? Like, you can't choose something a little bit more attractive. But oh well, whatever. I ain't gonna deny the fact that they do look like handlebars, so okay, whatever. Yeah, continuing on. The harder we went, the louder we became. My vision was blurred in pure ecstasy, and I could feel nothing but the pleasure rushing through me and Sam's horns within my gasp. Soon the entire room almost quaked at the sound of our passion. As we peaked, we released a simultaneous scream and howl of carnal euphoria before wrapping our arms around each other and panting wildly. The sweat between us tingled with the heat in the air, making us shiver in each other's arms. My god, I would hate to be their neighbor, like honestly, like I feel like for her and Sam, they're like the loudest when they have sex. God. I was in utter bliss and Sam soothed me and held me close as he very slowly tucked us beneath the bedsheets and held me close to him, allowing me to recover from the experience. Fucking demon style was definitely a new experience. Shit. Gotta put that in my reference. I cuddled into Sam's embrace, nuzzling his chest and almost purring happily at the warmth that emanated from it. Sam kissed my head and chuckled.
You alright?
Yeah, I feel great. I could only nod before feeling myself pass out. Sam followed soon after, both of us becoming lost in the dark void of slumber. Shit. I had to be ready for the child. I half expected to wake up to Diana to be disguised as Sam as the morning came. But nope. However, as I woke, I was happily in the arms of the man I loved. Or is it? Despite the tired fog over my vision, I could sense that the man who was holding me was the true Sam. Alright, cool. The way he held me gave it all away. Alright, that's good on you. As he pulled my body close to him, I giggled knowing Sam was awake. I know you're awake.
No, you don't, you doofus.
Well, you're talking. So, I laughed and kissed his nose softly, causing Sam to open his eyes. As he gazed into my eyes and smiled, I felt my heart completely swell in joy. I had almost forgotten about the day ahead. All I wanted to do was stay in bed with him a little longer. But nope.
Morning.
Morning. Sam lazily leaned forward and kissed me before pulling me to his chest and sitting us both up.
Come on. Time to get up.
Do we have to? Oh my gosh. Do we have to? As I asked, I I could sense a new determination from Sam. Something about him seemed confident despite having just woken up. I tilted my head and placed my hands on his shoulders, curious as to why that was. What's got you in a good mood, other than the fact that we had a pretty amazing night last night? Hey, what's got you so energized? Sam turned his head and looked in my direction, giving me a surprised look himself.
Huh? What do you mean? I'm always energized.
Oh, well, maybe because of the whole action that we got last night was the reason why. My God. I just had the horrible thought of this one meme I just saw, like something that related to that one anime, Yoa Pedal, that bicycle anime. Oh my God. Oh shit! I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you probably hear it like down the far end of the castle too. Shit. Sam and I looked over at the door suddenly to see Diana leaning against the archway holding 2 large plates of food. I was surprised she was able to carry them. Both plates were piled with food and that looked absolutely delicious. Aw, homegirl, you'd be so nice to us. Homegirl was always nice to us, but like seriously though, after what happened with Sam, like man, she's so loyal. Sam and I practically salivated at the sight before Sam shook his head and glared at Diana. Sam, come on.
You ever learn how to knock?
Pfft.
Well, we have a lot to do, so I figured knocking would only waste precious time. My apologies.
Yes, Sam, can't you be a little nicer to Diana? Diana walked over at last and handed us our plates before stepping back and crossing her arms. Sam began to chow down as I took the slower approach to eating what I was given with a laugh.
So, are you prepared for your test, dear?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna be about, but I don't know. That made me stop and look up at Diana. She knew that I was next. She already devoted herself to the dragon before, so it wasn't surprising, but maybe she knew what exactly was in store for me. Yeah, do you know? Can you give me a spoiler? Hint? Anything? Tips? Hacks? I couldn't be sure. Do you know what my test is? Yeah. Diana nodded as Sam looked up to see her answer. I gulped, and now worried a bit. Yeah. Now a bit worried. Can you tell me? She's gonna be like, no.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
No. I cannot. If I could, I would, dear.
Yeah, I know. I get it. It's not your fault. I grimaced looking to the fireplace and knowing that the dragon was probably watching, I half expected him to answer for Diana, but he didn't speak. My mind began to fill with ideas of what could be. What was I going to be tested on? How was it going to go down? Would I have to fight? All the possibilities lingered in my thoughts as Sam finished his food.
Hey.
Yeah, what? I looked to Sam, feeling him rub my back gently with his strong hand. I felt some comfort in the gesture and more from the smile on his face.
You'll be fine. I believe in you.
Ah, thank you. Just as I believed in you. Thanks, Sam. Kiss him. Kisses! Kisses. I was happy to know that Sam believed in me and supported me. I gave him a loving peck on his lips, causing him to stare wide-eyed with a blush. I had to giggle at the sight while Diana rolled her eyes and let out a groan. She's like, ugh. Okay, come on, Diana. Not like I don't do the same thing when you and Saero do that. Kind of, sort of, low-key. Diana, however, looked to the fireplace.
I will say this, though. It should be easy for you.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Unless you have that much confidence in me, then sure. Huh? It should be easy? Really? Diana nodded before turning around and looking over her shoulder to maintain eye contact with me.
Yes, that is, if you believe in your love.
Oh, okay. Sure. Why not? Do you believe in love after love? I stared wide-eyed at Diana before she turned and walked away, leaving me and Sam alone. I grew curious and concerned, but I had to let it go for now. The test was apparently tonight, so I had to wait. Really? Tonight? Not now? Wow, okay, fine. Alright, I expected today's training to be full of fighting and brawling, just like the last time. However, as I left the castle, I spotted a sergeant sitting on the ground, looking down at a bowl that had multiple lit sticks of incense burning in it. Oh, are we having some zen moments? Can I join you? The colors seemed to mesh into the smoke that rose from the... The colors seemed to... What the fuck? The colors seemed to mesh into the smoke that rose from their lit ends, blending to a dull gray color before fading into the air. It was almost mystical to watch. As I walked towards Sergeant, I noticed that he seemed entranced by the lit incense bowl, focused on the smoke emitting from it. What had him entranced? I don't even know. Not wishing to disturb him, I stepped on the other side of the bowl, sitting down very slowly and looking into the bowl as well. The incense sticks had different scents that occasionally clashed or blended together in harmony. I could barely make out each earthy tone and every spice the smells emitted. Just letting the scents filtered my nose made me slightly dizzy. What was this? Maybe something... I don't even know. Maybe it's drugs.
Men's itinerary.
Uh-huh. Pardon? Huh?
It's a test. Every brute demon goes through it when they are ready to be an adult. Mostly, female brutes do it before they become hunters, and males do it before they become guardians.
Ooh, I get to be a hunter? Can I be a hunter? I looked to Sergeant as he finally turned his eyes up to look back at me. He had a stern look in his eyes, which made me nervous. What did this test have in store? Yeah.
Only those who can master their rage will live through this test.
Master the rage. Alright, okay. There was the rub. I became a little panicked. It had only been 2 days of training. How was I going to be able to pass this test, whatever it was, and live? Oh. As Sergeant saw the fear obviously stretch across my expression, he glared harder.
Are you doubting yourself already?
Right? That's a bad habit for you, Hana. Don't doubt yourself like that. You gotta be confident. You gotta fake it till you make it. Don't reply. It's only been 2 days. No, It's only been 2 days, though, but... I really wasn't sure what to think. Did Sergeant really think I was ready to do this test, whatever it was? I barely got the hang of rage energy. Sergeant shook his head and let out a sigh.
If you're not sure, then don't bother. Just leave. I'm not going to waste my time.
No, I'm gonna do this! No! His words stung, but I knew that he was serious. This was my chance to show him and myself that I was strong enough to protect myself, at least for this war. I just needed to swallow my fear and do as he said. Yes. But what if I wasn't ready? What if this test proved to be fatal? What if I die without having a chance to survive? Girl, you need to shut the fuck up and just do this. I didn't know what I was walking into. Do it! Freaking have Shia LaBeouf be your, like, cheerleader and just do it! Just do it!
Just
do it!
do it!
I had to try. I had to. If this was going to help me, then I had to do my best. I looked to Sergeant once more and shook off the fear from my expression, showing him that I was ready. Sergeant grinned a bit before gathering some dirt in his hand and tossing it over the bowl and incense. As the dirt collided into the bowl, a red flash sparked and burst from it, causing me to shut my eyes to block the visual impact. After a second, I opened my eyes again to see what had happened. Yeah, what happened? A large red flame sat in the mouth of the bowl, dissolving the incense into it and leaving nothing but the licking tongues of the fire. It seemed to burn immensely, not showing any sign of dying. Do you want me to swallow this?
Reach into the flame and touch the bottom of the bowl with 2 fingers.
Oh, okay, you just want me to touch it. Alright. I can do that. I took a moment to absorb what he said. My thoughts instantly wanted to say no, but something told me that it was something I could do without getting hurt. With a breath, I slowly lifted my hand and stretched it towards the fire, feeling the heat grow against my skin as the distance shortened. My fingertips barely caressed the flame before I almost violently pushed my hand forward. To my surprise, I felt no pain from the action, watching the fire dance around my skin, but only feeling its warmth. Ooh, cozy. I let out a soft, shaky sigh before continuing forward and touching the bottom of the bowl with my fingers. I could barely feel a ooze-like texture around my nails and fingertips, but I kept focused on following Sergeant's instructions.
You're not going to go through the full test. As a human, you wouldn't survive. You'll be getting a small taste of it, enough to show me that you're strong enough to defend yourself.
Okay, cool, alright, that's even more better for us. I nodded in understanding. Sergeant continued.
What you're about to taste is fucking disgusting,
Ugh.
but you will not spit any of it out. Understand?
Okay, alright. Hey, I've tasted some pretty disgusting things in my life. Have you ever tried drinking just pure aloe juice before? Like none of that juice shit that you find in the grocery store? Like pure aloe, just like right from the plant. It is gross as fuck. Like I wanted to just throw up. I nodded again.
Good. Now take your hand out of the flame.
And we're gonna lick this shit. Is it like black licorice? Because black licorice is also pretty fucking disgusting too. I obeyed and watched my hand emerge from the flame with ease, covering my fingertips with a blood-colored liquid slowly dribbling down my fingers and onto my palm and knuckles. I stared at it, trying not to let my mind overthink what I was about to do. Just do it.
When you're ready, put your fingers in your mouth and swallow that mixture.
Yeah, you gotta do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just hype yourself up and do it. My mind began to fight. What was I doing? This was getting really odd. However, as my thoughts tried to assemble reason why this was wrong, my senses became overwhelmed. What? The air around me tightened and suddenly the ground began to shift and rumble, almost like I was sitting on a waterbed. I felt my nerves dancing and wriggling beneath my skin, making me slightly nauseous. Just swallow the damn thing! God damn! That's what she said. Was the smell getting to me? The only description I could coherently think of was that I felt like I was getting high. My mind was slowly numbing and my body was rocking at the sensation coursing through it. Just drink it. Just taste it. I had to hurry, yes, to do it. I instantly put my fingers in my mouth and quickly began to clean the concoction off of my fingers with my tongue. Sergeant was right, the taste was absolutely vomit-worthy. It was a mixture of ash and burnt mold. If I could imagine actually trying it, the taste was like eating a wad of aged cigarettes. Ew, okay, that's gross, but yeah. However, I shut my eyes and barreled through the taste, making sure to swallow it down. I could feel the effects of the concoction fuse and spread through my mouth and throat, zipping through the nerves in my body. It was like eating fire. Well, yeah. Oh god, what drugs have you fed me, Sergeant? As I opened my eyes, however, I was no longer in the training grounds, but in a purple forest. I looked around confused and lost as to what was going on as the trees swayed and shifted like apparitions. What was happening to me? You are getting higher than a kite, girl. I slowly stood and looked around, trying to take everything in. This was completely new, and I found myself becoming frightened. Where was I? Oh god. My body suddenly began to shiver at the sound of the familiar voice. I turned my head to look and froze at the sight of who was in the space with me. What? Oh, hey, bro, it's a long time no see. Standing before me was the Demon Lord, mighty and terrifying. As I imagined him to be up close, his face was dark and menacing as he gazed into my soul. His teeth were even more horrifying as he bared them at me animalistically. Girl, you need to go see yourself a dentist, okay? Got some like gingivitis up in here. I ain't about that. However, I could hear Sergeant's voice echo in the space.
Your test stands before you, human. The one standing in the way from you going home is the fuckface known as the Demon Lord.
Yeah, I know that. Okay, I got this. You want me to beat the shit out of him? It's like, that's easy. At the mere mention of his name, I became furious. This was the monster that was keeping me from going home. This was the bastard who wanted to hurt me and bring the boys back here, most likely to punish them or force them to take the throne.
Now, beat him down!
Girl, you don't have to tell me twice. I am ready for this. Yes, I felt instant fury ignite within my core, making waves of rage and anger run through each vein in my body. My muscles tensed and my fists were ready to fly at my opponent. The time had come to prove myself. Take this! The Demon Lord came swinging, arching a large blade in my direction. I swiftly dodged and quickly began to assess the situation. He was armed and he was as muscular as Sergeant, if not more. Another swing, another dodge. And another dodge. However, in this realm, I could barely make out the black aura around the Demon Lord's body. Most likely the test was crafted not to allow me to see the weakness in the energy in my opponent. Smart. But annoying. I had to adjust and use my visible sight. There had to be something. His weapon was exceedingly perfect and his grip seemed to be protected as well. I jumped away as the Demon Lord lunged at me, swinging his blade at me to slice me in half. He had a weapon, I did not. He was built, I was not. How was I going to do this? The situation slowly began to dawn on me, causing the fury in my body to lightly shudder in weakness. No, it's just still, I would still be pissed off. I'd be like, this isn't fucking fair. I need to beat the shit out of him. Was I even ready to do this? Girl, stop! My mind began to flicker through images of my family, my friends, my fiancé. I was fighting for them. I was fighting for me, my freedom, and my own need for revenge. I had to knock away any doubt in my mind and remind myself why I was there. Exactly. It was all because of him, this fuckface. Yes! I quickly ran at the Demon Lord, my vision becoming as red as blood. As the Demon Lord prepared to stance, I raised my leg and knocked it against his elbow, bending it in the opposite direction and forcing him to drop his weapon. Yeah, you go, girl! Wonder Woman that shit! With a hateful snarl, the Demon Lord raised a fist of his own and rammed it into my cheek, causing me to fly back and skid across the ground. Despite the pain, I quickly scrambled back onto my feet, eyeing him with a deadly glare. How fucking dare you? I had to win this. I felt my hand pulse tensing and becoming solid as rock at my side. Blood dripped from the side of my mouth, but I didn't care. I was going to end this. With the final battle cry, I rushed forward and raised my fist behind me, ready to slam it into the Demon Lord's face. My fist was met with his, causing us both to deadlock fist to fist. Fire and electricity bounced between our hands as we pushed against each other. No, I'm gonna win this. Fuck you. I snarled and let my rage fuel into each finger, forcing his fist back. I didn't want to lose. I wasn't going to lose. I was going to beat him down and win this fight. I'm gonna win, because all I do is win. The Demon Lord's fist tried to push back but failed as I pressed forward, knocking his fist away from us and leaving him open. At last, I let out an angry yell as I brought my arm back and slammed it into his face hard. That's right in the kisser. I stared at his face seemed to mold over my fist at the impact before he rebounded off of it and fell to the floor. This illusion was much weaker than the real Demon Lord, but I didn't give a damn. This thing was going to feel the anger I had stored in my body. Exactly. I jumped onto his chest, pinning his arms to his sides with my knees, and began to pummel his face with my fist over and over. Soon enough, his face became unrecognizable and covered in blood. Ugh, gross. As it occurred, however, I barely noticed the world around me slowly change back to normal. It was only until the body below me turned into a training dummy that I had to let it sink in hard. Oh, okay girl, you need to calm down. Okay, the rage within my body became quickly extinguished as I stared at the broken straw and cloth beneath my body. Small scratches decorated my fists from the friction of the dummy, and I became lost as ever. What the fuck? I was fighting the Demon Lord. How did it become a dummy? No, you were hallucinating as shit, man. Hey, at the sound of a slow applause, I turned my head to see Sergeant with a smirk on his face, clapping at an apparent job well done. Yay! I did it! He's so proud of me! I'm so proud of myself! Yay!
I gotta admit, I'm impressed. You're probably the first human to pass that test.
Yeah! You made some sick-ass bars, too! Damn, Sergeant! He's so impressed that he made some bars. It took a moment to sink in. I was in the midst of a test and I had passed, just like that. Wow. Wow! I became extremely proud of myself, feeling utter joy rush through my body and causing me to jump up. Oh my god, yeah! Yatta! Alright, yeah, yo! Sergeant laughed as I pumped my fist in the air in pride.
Don't overwork yourself, or
I'm just gonna pass out, aren't I? I barely heard him finish his sentence as I suddenly became dizzy and collapsed to the ground, immediately worn out. There I go.
What the hell did you do?
Oh, hey, Diana. He was just showing me how to have a good time.
I was training her.
And that requires a means internet?
No, it's all good. I got this. See, I totally passed this test, girl. You should have seen me.
Are you judging my training methods?
No. I appreciate it. No, it's all good.
I'm judging your common sense.
Diana, I got this. Yo, I'm okay. Yo, you know what? I'm just a little tired. Hey, I could barely understand what was going on around me before I opened my eyes. Despite my vision being blurred, I could see Diana above me, feeling her knees beneath my head, and Sergeant on the other side, arms crossed. Diana's hand was petting through my hair, where I felt waves of light energy pass over my head and into the rest of my body. It felt calming and comforting after using so much rage energy, and I had to hold back a moan from escaping me. As my vision began to clear up, I could see Diana and Sergeant scowling at each other.
She is a human. That kind of mental exertion could have killed her.
Well, I'm all good. It's like a mom and dad fighting over how to raise their kids.
She lived.
Yeah, I'm great. Yo, it was a great experience.
Barely.
Oh. Gee, I didn't know I was on the brink of death, but yo, I felt pretty good. I could barely open my mouth before Diana gently lowered my head to the ground and stood up, walking around my body and marching at Sergeant.
That was an unforgivably reckless choice. How am I supposed to trust you with an army if I can't trust you to take care of one human?
Nah, I'm good, yo. I'm Gucci.
Watch it, Succubus. I trained our men well.
It doesn't mean anything if you don't have the sense to see the error of this choice.
Aw, she's getting so overprotective of us. Suddenly Sergeant swung a fist towards Diana, only to be blocked by her forearm with insane reaction speed. Barely a second that passed as a dark purple flame engulfed Diana's free hand while it rammed into Sergeant's stomach. Wow. Oh shit, yo, she got you whipped. Whipped. Before my eyes, Sergeant was sent flying back and slammed into a tree, falling at its base. Diana, however, became engulfed with black and purple flame as the scowl on her face contorted to one I recognized from the human world.
How dare you attack me? I am the one who honored your people, and you have the gall to turn and strike at me. Where does your loyalty lie?
Oh, she's turning into Dark Diana. Oh no. What the hell? What was happening? Oh no.
You truly thought you could hurt me. I've been fighting the Demon Lord himself for over 10 years. You're nothing compared to him.
Okay, girl, don't need to make it so personal. Hey now. Sergeant looked up at Diana with a pained glare out of his own as Diana turned and took a single step away from him.
I will overlook that act of treason this once, but know your place, brute.
Oh my god, girl. As Diana's face turned away from Sergeant, I could see a look of change in Diana's eyes, going from pure arrogance to sudden realization and regret. However, she shut her eyes and let out a silent sigh as she took another step away from us. Oh. Oh no. With that, Diana walked away, her flame-like aura completely gone from her body. Sergeant, however, didn't move and simply watched until she entered the castle and vanished from sight. As she did, Sergeant let out a sigh. I slowly sat up, taking in what had happened. What was wrong with Diana? Why did she act like that? Why was Sergeant so on the offensive? I looked over at my trainer to see him slowly stand. As I did, I noticed a very heavily burnt mark where Diana had punched him. Girl, you okay? Are you okay?
I'll be fine.
Okay, I trust you. I could tell that Diana had gone under his skin. I was concerned as to why Diana acted the way she did, but as Sergeant stood and shook his head, he looked at me.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm great. Apparently I was almost dying, but I'm good. I nodded, feeling much better than I had before. Diana's magic must have healed me from whatever the test effects were. I quickly stood up and grinned. So, what now? Sergeant took a moment to look at me, but I knew that I had to take his mind off of Diana to get back into properly training. I wasn't mad at him about the test. It gave me a good punching bag. Yeah, exactly. He then let out a small laugh and uncrossed his arms.
You should have been born a demon. You've got the will to be one.
Aww. God, don't. I'm so flattered. I couldn't help but feel flattered at the compliment. As I smiled, Sergeant walked over to the dummy I was beating on earlier and set it up.
You proved yourself by passing the test. Now, we'll take the time to master what skills you have.
Cool. Alright, I'm down. I am down. I walked over and stood in front of the dummy, ready for his instruction. I was able to defend myself and fight. That was the goal of this entire process. I spent the rest of the day sparring the dummy, Danthelia, and even in Sergeant himself to sharpen my skills and make them better. I was completely exhausted by the time I was sent back to my room. Oh boy. Oh, hey Sam! As I marched back to my room, I was stopped by Sam. I stared at him as he leaned against the door to our room, as if he had been waiting for me for a while. Oh shit. How late is it?
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, what's up? Hey. I knew that this could only mean one thing. My test was waiting for me. Alright. I thought that was my test. Alright. Gotta do test number 2 then. Shit. I nearly died in my first test and now I'm gonna do this one. Hey. If I can pass that first one, which nearly put me near death, then this should be a piece of cake. I pressed my lips together, nervous, but knowing that I had to go through it regardless of how I felt. Diana's words began to flood back into my mind as I took Sam's hand and gave it a squeeze. Hey, I got this! Sam squeezed my hand back, nodding, and led me away from our bedroom towards the roll room where Diana was waiting for us. Alright, let's do this! As Diana locked her sight on us, she let out a sigh and gestured to the table where a large conglomerate of items were placed and presented. Sam halted his stop, staring at the table in absolute shock. Why? I, however, merely grew confused. On the table was an assortment of single flowers, each of a different color and type. They were formed in a magic circle pattern, and there was no magic to be seen.
When did you...
Is this the demon ritual that we're gonna do? Oh my god! Is this not even the what? Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave it here for now because I feel like we've gone through a shit ton of stuff. So we're gonna just take a chiller, just sit back, relax, let everything settle in, and then we're gonna continue on to our next part of the test and see how it's gonna go down in the next episode. So I will see you then, guys. So bye!